price of trust, the first crack it was a crisp autumn afternoon when I first sensed something was wrong. I was at the farmer's market in our small town, sorting through a pile of apples for a pie, when I noticed the odd looks. Neighbors I'd known for years, people who'd smiled at me over fences and swapped recipes at church potlucks, suddenly avoided my gaze. Their chatter faded as I approached, only to resume in hushed tones once I'd passed. I told myself it was nothing. Small towns love a good rumor, but then near the pumpkin stand, I caught a fragment of conversation that stopped me cold. "Did you hear about her and his best friend?" a woman whispered, her tone thick with glee. "Yeah, and his sister's the one who spilled it. Must be true if it's coming from family," her friend replied. My stomach lurched. They were talking about me. The best friend had to be Tom, my husband David's inseparable companion since their university days, and the sister? That could only be Claire, David's younger sibling, who'd never hidden her dislike for me. I'd always chalked it up to jealousy. She'd been David's shadow growing up, and my arrival seemed to push her aside. But this? This was something else. I abandoned my shopping and drove home, my mind spinning. When I stepped into the kitchen, David was there, slumped at the table, his head buried in his hands. The air felt heavy, suffocating. "David, what's happening?" I asked, my voice trembling. He lifted his head, his eyes bloodshot and tired. "Claire told me, she told everyone, that you've been with Tom." The accusation hit me like a physical blow. "And you believed her? Without even talking to me?" He rubbed his temples, avoiding my gaze. "You've always had that flirty way about you, you know. I thought maybe—" "Flirty way?" I repeated, stunned. "David, I've never given you a reason to doubt me. I love you. Tom's your friend, nothing more." But the uncertainty in his eyes sliced through me worse than any words could. My husband, the man I'd shared a decade with, trusted his sister's venom over my devotion. A heart in pieces. That night, I locked myself in our bedroom, tears soaking the pillow. How could he think I'd betray him? And Claire? What drove her to weave such a vicious lie? I replayed every interaction I'd had with her, searching for a motive. She'd always been cold, but this was calculated cruelty. The days that followed were a fog of silence. David barely spoke, and when he did, his words were clipped, edged with a frost that chilled me. Our once warm home felt like a battlefield, and I was losing ground. I couldn't let her win, not without fighting back. Then it hit me. The security cameras. We'd installed them last year after a rash of break-ins nearby. They monitored the front and back doors, but also the hallway outside our bedroom. If Claire was bold enough to spread lies, maybe she'd left a trail I could follow. I spent hours hunched over my laptop, combing through months of footage. Most of it was routine. David and I coming and going, the mailman dropping packages. But then, 2 weeks back, I found something. The timestamp marked a weekend when David and I were away at a cabin, a rare escape from our routine. There was Claire, letting herself in with her spare key. She crept up the stairs, glancing around like a thief, and slipped into our bedroom. My pulse quickened. What was she up to? The camera caught her rummaging through drawers, then pulling something small and dark from her bag. She knelt by the bed, tucked it underneath, and hurried out. The whole thing took less than 10. For complete story, follow the given link below. Please like and subscribe. Meesha's Quest Tales and hit the bell.